Okay, till now we have learned about the micro diseases which are caused in humans beings because of the harmful microorganisms. Now let us learn about the diseases which can cause in animals and plants due to the harmful microorganisms. Okay, there are some common diseases that affecting human. Their mode of transmission and two general methods of prevention is we have learned in our table 2.1, that is in the previous table. Now, several microorganisms there are also there which can not only cause diseases humans and plants but also they, in other animals also. For example, anthrax is a dangerous disease which is common both in human and also animals. And this disease is caused because of the particular bacteria which is called as bacterium. Bacterium. It is a microorganism which causes disease that is anthrax in humans and also animals, and also foot and mouth diseases can cause by affection of virus on the animals. Okay, these are some diseases which we can find in animals because of the microorganisms, harmful microorganisms. So similarly in plants, several microorganisms cause disease in plants like wheat, rice, potato, sugarcane, orange, apple, and others. What they do, they because of this disease, the production and the growth of these crops gets stopped. The yield of the crops reduces. The efficiency of the crops reduces. Because of the disease, the root of the plants gets contaminated. The roots of the plants never find suitable amount of nutrients to grow. Because of which they will be unable to grow, and the yield of the products will be decreased. For some such plants disease, they can be controlled by fertilizing continuously. They can be controlled by giving fertilizers and manures continuously as per the periodically and gradually. Here is a table uh, that displays the name of diseases in plants. Okay, the name of diseases is citrus and canker. The mode of transmission is only bacteria, and also the mode of transmission is air. The cause of disease is bacteria and the mode of transmission is air. The second disease is rust of wheat. It is caused due to the fungi, which is a microorganism, and the mode of transmission of this disease in the plants is, that means how the plant catch this disease is because of the air and the spoiled seeds, empty seeds, non-efficient seeds. Because of this also this disease can be caused in plants. Next, yellow bean mosaic or okra. This is the name of the disease. This disease is caused by microorganism called as virus, and this disease is transmitted due to the insects. Now, if we need to cure these diseases, we have to use certain chemicals which can kill these harmful microorganisms, because of which the plants and animals can be prevented by the diseases. Now, let us see how our food get contaminated, how our food could get poisoned because of these diseases. This food poisoning is basically because of the consumption of food spoiled by some microorganisms. That means if some microorganisms get in direct contact with the food, that food is spoiled, and that spoiled food is what we term as contaminated food. And if the food gets contaminated, it can get poison also. Microorganisms that grow on our food sometimes produce toxic substances, waste substances, unwanted substances, and these substances make our food poisonous, causing serious diseases and illness in our bodies. and even in emergency cases these diseases can cause the death also. So it is very important that we preserve food to prevent it from the being spoiled. Now how the food can be preserved? Now our main major topic, next major topic is food preservation. In our previous chapter we have learned that the methods used to preserve and store food grains in nutrients in the and in plants, nutrition in plants, the chapter in nutrition in plants, we have learned how the food grains and how the plants that are grown in the agricultural land can be preserved. Likewise, now let us learn how the prepared food can be prevented by getting contaminated. How can we preserve food at home? We know that the bread left unused under moist condition is attacked by fungus. Okay, if you bring a bread and you use some one or two slices and keep uncovered, rest all the bread, that bread as the time passes, that bread gets contaminated. Why? Because the microorganism present in the atmosphere and in the air gets direct contact with the bread and they start growing on that, and that microorganisms we call as mucus. These microorganisms spoil our food. Spoiled food emits bad smell and has a bad taste and change colors. Is spoiling food is a chemical reaction. Whether spoiling food is spoiling of a food is a chemical reaction. Yes, it is also a chemical reaction because the the elements which are present in the fresh food, yes, gets contaminated with the elements which are unwanted and which are uh, transmitted by the mode of air and water and atmosphere, etc. Now here are some common methods to preserve food in our houses. We have to save it from the attack of or microorganisms. We can use chemical method. Salts and edible oils are the common chemicals that are generally used to check the growth of microorganisms. Therefore, they are called preservatives. In chemical method, salt and edible oils, these are called preservatives because these are used to save the food from getting contaminated, from getting microorganic. We add salt or acid preservatives to pickles to prevent the attack of microbes. Sodium benzonate and sodium metabisulfite, these are the common preservatives. These are also used in jams and squashes to check the spoilage conditions, check the level of spoilness. Next common method is preservation by common salt. Common salt has been used to preserve meat and fish for ages. Meat and fish are covered with dry salt to check the growth of bacteria. Salting is also used to preserve amla, raw mangoes, and tamarind, etc. What we do when we buy when we take the meat and fishes elements in our houses, meat and fish elements, when we when we take meat and fish elements in our houses, what we do, we covered it with salt and to check the growth of bacteria, we covered it with the salt. In our daily practices in our houses, to prevent from contamination, to prevent from spoiling of the food such as raw mangoes, amla and tamarind, what we do, we add salt. Similarly, for meats and fishes, we add salt to prevent the growth of bacteria on them. Likewise, prevention by sugar, jams, jellies, and squashes. These are the preservatives. These are the foods which are preserved by adding sugar. By sugar reduces the moisture content which inhibits the growth of bacteria, which resists the growth of bacteria, which limits the spoiling of food and keeps the food fresh to eat. Similarly, the oil and the vinegar can be used to prevent the starchy and spicy foods. Use of vinegar stops the spoiling of food by causing by the bacteria. That food are pickles and all the fruits and all the fishes and all the meats which are to be preserved can be preserved by vinegar and oil.